بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Quranic Arabic webinars. This lesson is about the long vowel sounds. Objectives: to understand what the long vowel sounds are, to understand the makharij of these sounds, and to understand the different ways they may be written in the Holy Quran, to understand the correct length for pronouncing them and the importance of not accidentally shortening them. The long vowel sounds. The long vowel sounds extend a one-length sound to a two-length sound. So this is all relative to how long you pronounce the normal one-length sounds. Long vowel sounds. The first long vowel we have is any letter which has a fathah, which normally would be one long, which is joined to an alif. So this will be known as fathah alif. The normal fathah gives the sound of a, which is one long. By adding an alif to it, it extends it to times two, i.e. double the length in sound. So a changes to a. Okay, so that's known as fathah alif. The second one is known as kasrah ya. So if you have any letter which has a kasrah followed by a ya which itself has not got its own sound, so either it will be written with sukoon or without sukoon, depending which script you're looking at. So if you have a ya without its own sound, previous letter has a kasrah, then the e sound goes too long. So instead of e, we will have e. And the third one is known as dummah waaw. So if you have any letter with a dummah followed by a waaw, which again does not have its own sound, it will either have a sukoon or it will have no sukoon at all, i.e. no other sign on it, depending on the script you're looking at. It will change the sound of the oo, which is one long, to two long. So the oo will change to oo. So the fathah alif gives the sound of a, the kasrah ya gives the sound of e, and the dummah waaw gives the sound of oo. So now we'll look at the importance of getting the lengths correct. Changing the length of a sound so that the meaning of what is recited is changed. So what we're going to explain here is that by pronouncing the sounds incorrectly, i.e. in their length, can change the grammatical meaning of what you're reading. So here we have a word in Arabic which is qa la. So we have the fathah alif taking place, the long vowel, which is qa, which is two long, and then the la, which is one long. Now in Arabic, qala means he said, i.e. grammatically we're talking about a single male, third person. Now here we have another Arabic word very closely related, which is qala. So both of these are fathah alif and they're both too long. So qala means those two men. So again, it's still third person male, but we're now talking in the dual sense, so two men. So now if you accidentally say the first one, which should be qala, and you accidentally extend it and say qala, you've now changed the meaning from he said to those two men said. So effectively, if you change the lengths, or if you read the lengths incorrectly when you are reciting the Holy Quran, you are changing the meaning of what you read, and this is a major mistake, and according to some scholars this is sinful. You should not do this. So this is why we need to learn the different lengths that can be pronounced, and we must stick to them. By not pronouncing the sounds with their correct lengths, you can change the meaning of what is recited. So again, be very careful with your lengths. Now the makharij, we have had a few lessons before covering the makharij of the actual letters. The first group, which we didn't cover, which most people put as group 1, is actually the long vowel sounds. So the first one we have here is fathah alif, which gives the ah sound, and if you say ah, you'll notice that the air is actually coming all the way up through the throat, through the oral cavity, and out through the mouth. So say ah, and you'll notice your tongue goes quite flat. The second one is the kasrah ya. So when we say e, remember with kasrah we normally smile when we say e, and you'll notice again the air is traveling all the way from the bottom of the throat all the way through the oral cavity and out through the lips. And when you say e, the middle of your tongue will rise, but enough gap is left for the air to go through. And the third one is a dummah waaw, and if you say ooh, you make a round circle with your lips and the back of your tongue will raise, and again the air is flowing nicely through the oral cavity and the front of your mouth, i.e. through the lips. So in essence, all of the long vowels, the air just flows through your mouth all the way from the bottom of the throat, through the oral cavity, and through your lips. Okay, so now we're going to cover just a little note, what I've put here as vowels or consonants. Note, alif is not a consonant but a long vowel sound. The alif is actually an alif, I'll explain that in a minute, and although it is included in the 29 alphabets, it is not a consonant at all. So what I'm saying here is when you looked at the 29 alphabets, and you'll see this in most books, it will say alif, ba, ta. Now all the letters in the alphabet are known as consonants. They're proper letters, but the alif itself is not a letter in the sense it will not carry its own sound. The alif is actually a vowel. It's used to lengthen the sound of the fathah before it. So it's written in the alphabet because you need to know what it's called. It's called an alif, but it doesn't act as a consonant. The consonant that you see sometimes drawn like an alif is actually the hamza, and I'm going to explain this in a minute. Note that with long vowels, the waaw and the ya, which are normally consonants, are being used as long vowel sounds. So we know so far that waaw and ya are in the alphabet, and they would normally be classed as consonants. So let me explain.